What it is, what it was, what it shall be. And welcome back to Black Talk. This is your host, Sean. The Truth, Brian Hart. Anyway, let's get right into it. First things first. We are at war. Uh, I predicted this a couple weeks ago. Said it right here. You heard it here first on Black Talk that we are going to war. Yeah, there's a few reasons in behind all of that, and I will explain those in a few minutes. But the reason that they give you, I'm gonna give it to you now uh, to help the people start getting. First of all, this guy said, if they keep killing people in the streets while they are protesting, I'm gonna come over there and make them stop. All while, now check out the hypocrisy. All while you have your own military, police in the streets of America killing Americans, right? You're going to go over there and help them to stop killing their people when you're killing your own people for the same exact thing right here in America. See, if you don't see the hypocrisy or the lies that these people tell, right? That was number one. That was the first lie. Second lie was this right here, right? Nuclear weapons. We got to go there. Same thing. We got to go over there. We got to get rid of the nuclear weapons. We need to come in. We need to see that type of stuff. You heard the rhetoric before. Uh, anyway, I thought we totally obliterated all of their nuclear weapons. At least that's what they said, right? At least Trump said he wiped them all off the map. Now all of a sudden, they're about to have nuclear weapons again. I thought it took a little time for that, at least a couple of years or something like that, to get the uranium to enrich and all these other things. Yeah, it takes a. Anyway, in other words, you know, just like you knew then, that you didn't knock out nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I believe they have nuclear capability. That's just on a whole nother level. Whether they made it themselves or they got it from Russia or China, it don't make a difference. I believe they have it. Unlike your boy and them over there who got it. You know, Israel. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you where they tie in for this too. And third reason, right? Number three, right? Which is actually the real reason, right? It is regime change. They want to get the head dude out, just like they did in Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? So they could put their guy in, so things can go their way. You know what I'm saying? By they, I mean America and Israel. Uh, the reason why these things are happening over in Israel is because Israel pretty much runs America. Well, they run Trump for sure because he's doing everything he possibly can to make sure that Netanyahu get everything on his checklist. You see what I'm saying? It, this stuff is also biblical too. These things are supposed to happen. Just that simple. Uh, uh, they really want to make Israel the ruler over the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? They want to take all power away from everybody else. And they want Israel to be able to expand as they so choose. You know, I seen a guy on a podcast say, well, God's promised land was all of the Middle East, you know what I'm saying? Sudan, Iran, all these different places, right? Uh, so, and he asked the guy, which was the ambassador from America to Israel, he said, biblically, they're supposed to have all of that, right? He said, but uh, they can't have all of that. You know, I mean, that would you be okay with that? And the guy said, yeah, I really hoped that they could have it all, right? And that's the mindset with these people. You know, there's some uh, other areas too that uh, I might touch on as far as being a black man. We're coming to an end of an era of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And they're holding on. This is their last hurrah. You know, it's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different principalities that go with this that you're just not seeing, or you're just not reading into. You know what I'm saying? Or it's so obvious, you just say, okay, well, that's okay. Yeah, that's happening. You know. Now, the real reason why we over there, yeah, Israel wants to run everything over there in the Middle East. Plain and simple. And Israel runs Trump and 90% of the Senate and most of the Democrats here in America. So they run America. You know, you would have thought with the Epstein thing that they would finally break away from that and say, well, okay, they got us anyway. But they still holding themselves in captive now. They might as well go ahead and fessed up, resign, get counted out, or whatever it is that's going to happen, right? But one thing for sure, two things for certain. Um, that's how it's going down. Anyway, I seen something today on TV. Miss Candace Owens, right? She was all for the Republican Party there for a while. She was a MAGA, you know what I'm saying? But somebody pissed her off, and she's not only pissed off at Trump, but she's also pissed off at Israel, and she unleashed on their ass. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, anytime you can take an Uncle Tom like Candace Owens, right, and then you flip her, you flip her back. Oh my God, you got a beast, cause she knows all these secrets. I suggest you check her out if you get time. Anyway, that's all I have for today. We're gonna cover this a little bit more later on. Uh, as always, uh, peace, baby. Check you guys out later.